coming your way. You're too talented, and you're too important to your team. Hembo sent me a note. He hit 15 miles per hour last week on the GPS 18% of the time.
Burning.
That's not enough. That's not enough, dude. You got to be all in. I need to watch that tape and know that you're fully committed to every single snap and you want to be a part of the team. Because we can't, as the head coach, say, I'm all in on him. And
not giving a whole lot of effort on plays when you know he's not getting the ball.
Yes.
This is not a situation where, just one more thing, Schottenheimer, he preached in his press conferences about marrying the run to the pass.
Where you're giving maximum effort in the run game, where you're running full speed at all times. I mean, again, I haven't played the game, so I don't know what I'm talking about, but
you have no clue what you're talking about.
You know what you're talking about.
But you have no idea.
To give full effort.
In football, you do not have to give effort.
The quarterback changed. They were in Buffalo. When they had Nathan Peterman start out, they drafted Josh Allen, and the plan was to wait as long as they could before they turned to Josh Allen. That plan, and they waited all of one half of week one. After this first loss, Brian Daboll did not initially commit to Russell Wilson. So now we have a situation where for every game they lose, for every time Russell Wilson throws an incomplete pass, these questions are going to come up. The fans want Jack Starr. They're going to get him at some point. We don't know whether it's going to be at halftime of this game or after.
Does the quarterback's athleticism mask some of the offensive line issues? Can you do some more stuff with him to help the offensive line? But if it looks the same way, he'll be coming out in the second half.
All right, I have to leave it there for the moment. We're up against the bottom of an hour. We'll talk much more about this as we go because the fans want to see the quarterback change. And it is time for AI-generated fantasy insights provided by IBM. We look at the projected game breakers for tonight, specifically which players have a chance of outperforming their scoring projection. Jayden Daniels is projected over 20 points, has a high chance of outperforming that. Meanwhile, the Packers have a few receivers.
It showed yesterday, man. We took away his first read, and he was trying to get rid of the ball real quick.
Panic mode. So, I mean, you were there. You guys were both there. Let me start with you. You called the game. There was a perception. I was in a room, with a bunch of football players watching, but, 10 games at the same time. There was sort of a general feeling, oh, my God, this is the worst performance of week one. Was it as bad as it looked?
It was. And you're watching the game and you assume after the first half they're going to make some type of adjustment. They're going to come out swinging. It's week one. You don't know what you're going to get from Lou Anarumo and the Colts defense. And they didn't have the adjustment. But what Xavier Howard said is one thing to say it, it's another thing to show it. What you're going to see from the Colts right now is they're showing you one thing. They're going to blitz a linebacker and drop somebody back. Tyreek comes in motion. This looks like man-to-man. Tyreek is Tua's first read. So as soon as Tua catches the ball, he is looking to Tyreek. That is where all of his vision is. He didn't see the two defensive linemen drop back into coverage. So now when he rolls out and he goes to make this throw, he sees one linebacker chase a crossing route. He thinks he has his guy coming across the field. He lets this ball loose, and it's intercepted by a guy that started on the defensive line. Right. So when Xavier Howard's talking about when you take away his first read, Tyreek's not there. Now I have to go and reset, and now the picture has changed. Can I still find the open guy and be able to pick up the first down? Tua and the Miami Dolphins offense struggled with that all day long.
It's a great tape. It's a great tape. And you were there, too.
Yeah.
For those of you who didn't see it, Jeff and a lot of the Colts legends were there honoring Jim Irsay. I know that was very special to you and Peyton and all of the guys. That said, they were just dominated this football game. How bad did it look from the Dolphins?
It was ugly, and I will tell you, people often talk about like being prepared. The Dolphins did not look prepared. And what he's talking about offensively, it wasn't just Tua. I mean, I saw offensive linemen block the running back run by in coverage. People not being, Tyreek Hill one time was in motion, acting like he didn't know where he was supposed to be. All of those things compound, and you think about as a quarterback, you have to orchestrate all of this, and you have to know where guys are going to be. So as these mistakes are mounting, you saw them press more and more, and it just got uglier and uglier. This was it was a beating from the beginning to the end. Nothing that the Dolphins did looked good at all, honestly.
They do not have enough weapons and enough different ways to play to be adaptable. Like, they built this offense around the fact that Tua can't get hit, and they didn't have a good offensive line. And so to that point, they are in a situation where they want to get rid of the ball quickly to their fast guys. And as Xavier Howard said, when you take that away, not only does Tua panic, but like the rest of the offense is not comfortable with that. They don't have plays or a system that allows them to attack in different ways.
Very quickly, can I just combine our first two topics here? You started by by talking about the Chiefs and their struggles right now, at least in week 1, and then you talk about the Dolphins and they're not looking good, and all of a sudden someone will say, well, maybe Tyreek Hill goes back to Kansas City. What do you think?
Someone might say that. Yeah, look, I don't think the Dolphins are ready to white flag their season, and Tyreek Hill, obviously, they hope to be a big part of it. But if it's this bad a month or so from now, then sure, we'll be talking about that name as a potential trade deadline acquisition. And the Chiefs always add a veteran wide receiver at the trade deadline, so it'll make a lot of sense to talk about a reunion.
You like it?
I mean, I think it'd be fun. Like, I think when you watch the Chiefs film from last year, it's not only that they couldn't protect Patrick Mahomes, there's a number of big shot attempts where it feels like Patrick is anticipating something that the receivers are not. And that relationship was there with Tyreek Hill. And you see him. He's throwing away from defenders, and the receiver isn't sensing that and turning around. So I think that it would be interesting, but both teams are going to have to get a little bit more desperate.
A lot of bad blood, dog. Bad blood.
One more overreaction. Bad Blood, of course, is also a Taylor Swift song, which ties you to Travis Kelce, which yes, it is.
I didn't.
So we'll work on it.
I set him up.
I'll teach you the entire catalog as we continue. One more overreaction for you, Graziano, and that is about Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. If someone watched this game and said the Steelers now have the offense to finally carry them out of that wild card round in the playoffs, is that an overreaction?
Yes, because I don't think in the playoffs they're going to run into teams that are going to fumble the kickoff at the worst possible time in the game. They're going to commit 7 penalties. Like this Steelers, they got some gifts. They needed a 60-yard field goal to win. They got outgained by over 120 yards. The quarterback got sacked 4 times. That's not sustainable. That's for sure. No, I don't. I think the Steelers were lucky to get out of there with a win, and I think that I think it's fair to be concerned about their defense based on Sunday's performance.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing to me is like all of our like positive predictions about the Steelers are predicated on we're not going to ask that much of Aaron Rodgers. And if that defense can't play better than they did against an offense that we don't think is going to be dominant, then I think this team is going to be in trouble because there were a couple passes that he hit the defenders in the chest with. There are the sacks. Good teams are not going to let you get away with that. So I don't think this is a sustainable model for them going forward.
Yeah, and I think the Jets helped them some in even on defense. Like they were overly aggressive in situations that allowed guys to get behind them. I think teams will watch that film and say, no, we're going to make them check it down, make players make other kind of plays. But I will say this, Aaron Rodgers played a lot of football, man, and he will help you in tough and tight ball games. I think he can help you, but their defense has to be the leader. For this team to go, their defense has to be much better, and they did not look good.
Pass protection is going to have to be perfect.
For sure.
And when you look at that game on Sunday, to you guys' point, you have so